Hey everyone, it's Zeraldo here, and I'm going to solo Ultra Lag Test Vordred with the Undead Slayer class. This is just to really show you what the Undead Slayer class is capable of. This is basically just a follow-up from the last video where I actually, did the class guide. Now, just an interesting little piece of trivia. This is actually the third time I've shot the video. Now you're wondering, why am I using flowers? A bouquet of flowers. It's not just any bouquet of flowers. It's known as the, what is it called? The Undead Battle Bouquet. And this adds 25% damage against the undead, so it's a really good choice for fighting the undead, as you'd imagine. There's also the Dragon Flattener, which is a rolling pin, which does the same thing, 25% damage for dragons. So you're wondering, what does that have to do with me shooting this 3 times? Well, originally I shot it with the Evil Chainsaw plus 5, which added 5% extra damage. And I was pretty happy with that. And then I shot it again, and then the very next day they released the Evil Maracas of Doom plus 15. So I was a bit discouraged, and so I didn't get round to shooting that particular video for a few days. But when I finally did get round to shooting it, the very next day they released the Mother's Day weapon. So this is a Mother's Day weapon, and it's going rare if it's not already. And it was plus 25. So I was outraged in that sense. Now they do cost ACs, but I think it's worth it to get 25% extra damage to undead and dragons. So they've earned themselves a permanent spot in my inventory. Now, as you can see, we're at about 50 Spirit Orb, so we're about a quarter of the way there in terms of getting this class's power up. Now, I don't think it's exactly proportional. Each Spirit Orb increases it by a certain amount of power, but there is a noticeable difference. The only thing I'm not sure about is the super move at the end, because I'm pretty sure that caps at somewhere in the 20,000s for damage. I'm not entirely sure, and I could be wrong. Now this isn't actually the hardest undead enemy in the game. I'm pretty sure the Doom Knight Overlord enemies from the Doomwood Chapter 2 saga are harder. If you're wondering why lag test Vordred, that's exactly how this guy came to be. He was a lag test because Vordred was one of those laggy bosses, and so when AE were messing around with the servers and wanting to see what they could do to make things more efficient, they took a laggy boss, gave it more health, allowed more people to come to it at once, and decided to see how it goes. I've just joined this one because I'm doing it alone just to show the power of Undead Slayer, as I've said. Now, recently, video making has been going a bit better, and that's actually because I sat down for a day and made 5 videos in one day, and I've just kept them going. By the time this video is up, I'm actually going to be at a film festival. I'm supervising a team at my old school, and it's going to be 48 hours of intense filmmaking. I participated at it when I was at high school, and something went wrong, and I helped out, and I sort of fixed the thing. I restructured the whole team, and I had a great time. So I'm back as a supervisor, and I don't have internet, so I'm going to be missing the Blade of Ore and all that cool stuff. I'd like to do a video on it, and I will attempt to as soon as I get back. But yeah, so if you're watching this video, I'm there right now, unless it's after the weekend, but if you're watching this video roughly after it's been published, it means I'm getting more technologically savvy, and it means you've gotten 2 videos this weekend on a weekend when I'm not even home to make videos. I felt real bad earlier in the year, especially when I just was slacking off with these videos. I've gotten into a routine, and yeah, it's going good, going well, and in some senses I'm actually able to build up a stockpile. I've got a list of videos to make. Classes, you'll also maybe have noticed that I'm getting more onto it. I got the Blood Titan guide video out within about 3 hours of its actual release, which I think is quite a phenomenal feat, really, to get a class guide out so quick afterwards. Now, what I didn't take into account was that aspects of the class were actually glitched. So as a result, the first move in the guide is a bit underrated because it wasn't working, which is fair enough. So in future, I'm going to have revision, or the ability to revise it ready, and I'll see how that works. But I think for the moment, getting classes out immediately, well, class guides out immediately, is something to do. Now, I can't do that with every class. Sorry about that. It's just my screen recording software, the way it works. Don't worry too much about it. But I'm well aware of several classes that are lined up. I've actually got a bit of a checklist on my wall. I've got the Legion class noted, the member class that's coming with the Summer Zone noted, and the potential class if we meet the Facebook challenge of getting enough viewers. So I know when these classes, well, I know that these classes are coming. I don't know exactly when, but you can bet. I've got a large stack of Legion tokens already. I don't know how many we're going to need, but I'll happily get more. Yeah, I'm just aware and ready for any new classes that come out. I've got some. I want to do Dragon Slayer just because I've done Undead Slayer. I want to get the Slayers out of the way, except for Paladin Slayer. We'll leave that for another time. After that, in terms of class guides, I'm going to do Card Clasher because that's one that I really like. I didn't do it immediately because it's actually a really technical class in terms of everything it can do, so it'll actually take me forever to film. But now I feel I've got the skills that I can actually do it justice. After that, it's going to be the 4 base classes, and I haven't planned any further ahead. I mean, that's 6 classes ahead. I've got about, I don't know if it's 11 or 12 or 13. I think if this video's up, it's 13 class guides I've got, and I do plan to do every class, not like Rogue, Pirate, and all those Rogue clones, but you know, I do plan to do every individual set of skills. So if there's a set of skills, the goal is that they'll be covered on my channel. So yeah, because I mean, what's the point of making a pirate guide if I've already made a rogue guide, because they're the same moves. So there's that to think about. I've been doing more Oversoul videos recently because card customization has brought me in. During my end of year exams last year, I sort of forgot about Oversoul, but now that things are changing and moving forward, we're really into it again, spending some days more time on Oversoul than AQ Worlds. And there we go. See, just capped in about the early 20,000s. You don't often actually get it to 200 spirit power. It's pretty cool if you do, but most bosses actually won't let you, especially if you're fighting with friends, but it can add a lot of power. So the 25% weapon, normally this takes me about 10-11 minutes. I did it in just under 9, so the 25% does help. So you've really got an advantage against the Undead. Using Undead Slayer and a weapon like this when farming for the Blinding Light of Destiny helps. I'm doing that at the moment, and it's going to take me forever, but it's a lot faster now. So yeah, just one other thing. I want to give you guys some insight. I'm doing a lot of creative writing on the forums called Destiny's Companion, and it'd be great if you guys could check that out. I've got the links in the videos. I have it in every video. As always, just follow me on Twitter, subscribe if you like, and I'll see you when I get back.